Minister of Justice says that St. Martin has the highest amount of illegals on any island. Prime Minister is encouraging all those persons who are interested in taking the vaccine to register from now. And President of the NAPB says that the Justice Department continues to disrespect its workers. Those are the headlines for Thursday, March the 4th, 2021. Good evening, viewers. This is SXM Daily News, and I'm Valerie from Clinton. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. And as usual, we have a packed newscast for you, so let's get started. In our first story, President of the NAPB, Rogerel Mauricia, speaking at the St. Martin Anti-Poverty Platform's weekly press briefing earlier today, where they discussed a number of issues that the unions have with the Justice Department. The NAPB boss says that the Justice Department continues to disrespect its workers. He further clarified.
Minister of Justice, the Honorable Ms. Anna Richardson, on Monday 1st, officially transferred the Border Protection and Mobile Control Units, which she called the missing links within the Immigration and Border Protection Service Department. So, when the Border Protection and Mobile Control Units went missing, when they get lost, when did the Lost and Found Department of the Minister found the lost Border Protection and Mobile Control Units? Where Honourable Minister Anna Richardson found them? How come they went missing? NPB members working for the police department never received notification that the employees of the Border Protection and Mobile Control Units went missing. NPB members working for the police department never had to go and search for these missing employees. NAPB knows these immigration officers as colleagues who were working already with them since 10-10-10 and the Nellis Antilles Police Corps, former KPNA. The minister said that the IPP department getting the 3 division, residence and admittance, border protection and mobile control unit under one umbrella will ensure St. Martin border security is up to date, up to standards, just like other country borders are being secured. The placement of employees and immigration officers in the Immigration and Border Protection Service is not up to national and international labor standards, nor did placement happen according to the legislation adopted for the transition of employees from country Nellis Antilles to country St. Martin. The employees never went missing. As NPB members, their employees never went missing. Let us tell you what went missing. Let us tell the Minister of Justice still did not welcome the St. Martin. Let the employees tell you what it's still missing from them to get what they are legally entitled to. What went missing is the legislation from the former Nellis Antilles relevant from the Ministry of Justice, which according to the Transfer National Ordinance, Overdracht Landsverordening, had to be decreed and consolidated in text in the legislation of St. Martin. What went missing are the degrees of honorary dismissal and the degrees which instead our members are employees of the country St. Martin, maintaining all the acquired rights. What went missing are all the necessary steps according to the National Ordinance, Social Charter to build up country St. Martin, and therefore the required decision and decrees to arrange the legal transfers of employees from the former Netherlands Antilles Ministry of Justice to the Ministry of Justice of country St. Martin. What went missing is the realization of the correct numeration, the money to be paid, their correct salary due since 10-10-10, and the realization and continuation of the career perspective. The Minister in her speech on Monday thanked the officers for their commitment and diligence during the transition, while assuring them that all unresolved issues are being addressed and will be resolved. the Minister of Justice self not being diligent with respecting the workers' right. The Minister had not observed acquired rights of the employees working for immigration in the KPNA from before 10-10-10. As a matter of fact, not only Minister Honorable Anna Richardson, but also former Minister of Justice have been taking decisions, have been hiring staff, placing staff, promoting staff without considering the rights of the employees before 10-10-10. All these ministers of justice have denied the employees the right to see the organization plan with the organogram, the formation plan, the function books, the vacancy in the new entity, etc.
Meanwhile, President of the White2, Mrs. Claire Alshot, speaking at the Anti-Poverty Platform's weekly press conference earlier today, which was held at the Weifel building, says that the CCSU members does not approve of the changes of the function book which was proposed by the Minister of Justice. The president said that although ABVO, St. Martin, WICSU, PSU, and White2 published the findings of their union representatives, she expounded on the findings of the CCSU members and what they had proposed.
CCSU members did not approve changes in function book proposed by the Minister of Justice. Under the heading, CCSU Unions Review Justice Function Book, in the newspaper of yesterday, Wednesday, March the 3rd, 2021, the unions ABVO St. Martin, WICSU PSU, and White2 published the findings of their union representatives in the Committee of Civil Servants Union. NAPB officially has no representative in the CCSU, but the NAPB want to thank the representatives of the three sister unions in the CCSU for their scrutiny of the function books and observations made. NAPB is grateful for their critical review of changes that the Minister of Justice has proposed in the document presented to CCSU. What were the findings of the CCSU members, and what did the CCSU members propose? CCSU members pointed out a number of decisions which are in conflict with established legislation. Minister of Justice has proposed to amend and to reduce full-time equivalent to previously decreed. The Minister of Justice proposed to centralize bedrijfsvoering of justice, and by doing so, to make 33 justice employees bovo formative. Minister of Justice wants to retract the function book of the police corps and immigration, which will have repercussion for the legal position of the civil servants. The legal advice and other relevant documents which have to accompany proposals of change existing legislation were not provided. The CCSU members advised the minister to check out all the issues that they had observed before resubmitting the function book and the information required. The NAPB, in letters to the Minister of Justice, has requested to meet and negotiate with the unions representing workers in the Justice Ministry and especially in the Police Department. The Minister has answered the NAPB President and all other presidents of unions representing workers in the Justice Ministry that the LMA does not give any rights to a union and such, but only to the Commission as a whole, as representative bodies of the unions. The LMA does not give any rights to a union as such, but only to the Commission as a whole, as representative body of the unions. The NPB once more want to make it clear and very clear to the Minister of Justice that according to ILO Convention number 154, the NAPB has the rights to collective bargaining, which means the right to represent and negotiate on behalf of her affiliated members in the Justice Ministry. Denying the rights to the NAPB is a constitutional violation because the minister does not uphold Article 81B of the State Arrangements of St. Martin, which stipulates that international treaties ratify also for St. Martin are legislations in St. Martin which have to be respected. So according to the Civil Code, unions are associations, and in their bylaws is arranged which board members can represent the unions in and out of court. The Committee of Civil Servants is neither in court nor out of court the representative of none of the civil servants' unions.
And turning now to other news, Prime Minister of St. Martin, the Honorable Sylvia Jacobs, says that there is a low turnout for people getting vaccinated. She was asked by a member of the media, how can we change the tide when it comes to the vaccine? The Prime Minister said that people are still registering, and she is encouraging all those persons who are interested in taking the vaccine to register from now.
People are still registering. The registration, some people think that because we said only elderly and medical professionals in the first phase, that they're not registering yet. So I'm going to use this opportunity with this question that you've asked to encourage all persons who are interested in the vaccine or who would like to take the vaccine to register from now. You will be called when it is your turn. Once the vaccine rollout project team ascertains that we are out of the group that is the elderly and the medical professionals, then the announcement will be made and that we're doing others. I did hear them mention, and the update from CPS did say that the public rollout, so the public who is 60 plus, can now be vaccinated as well. So all of those, even though you're not 60, you are still allowed to register. The good thing about registering is we received about 8,000 vaccines. That has been made public. That will vaccinate about 4,000 people. We're receiving our next batch in 3 weeks. However, if we cannot show that we need the amount, then they would not be sent because these vaccines are quite sensitive and you have to use them within a certain amount of time. So they're not going to be sending vaccines that are not, let's say, spoken for. So no one needs to worry that, oh, you only have 8,000 vaccines, so I'm not going to register. Register as much as possible, only once, of course, and ensure that once you get the call that you are able to come. As I mentioned earlier also, based on the registrations, they also have people on waiting lists that can fill to finalize the vials. I think I explained that the last time. There are about 6 in a vial. So if the amount of persons who are scheduled to come don't show up, then they will be calling backups to come so that we are not wasting any vaccines. So I want to take this medium. Some of you are saying, I want to wait until more people are vaccinated to be able to take this vaccine. Millions, and I mean millions of people around the world have already been vaccinated with this same vaccine. So even within the Caribbean, even if they're using AstraZeneca or another type, they are also vaccinating throughout the Caribbean. And the Caribbean is actually, doing better than some other developing countries in receiving the vaccine. So we are getting it. We know we need it to create that herd immunity so that we can reopen our country. And I know even in our discussion yesterday, the minister was looking at, Minister of TIAT, that is, was looking at our numbers and is going to be having the discussion on relaxing some of the business closure measures moving forward. So that decision has not been taken per se as yet, but based on the fact that our numbers are going down and the vaccines are taking place, that we are looking at going back to a more normal way of having the businesses be open. But I would like to encourage the people of St. Martin, if you look at the news all over the world, it does not mean that we stop masking. It does not mean that we stop washing our hands and having the proper etiquette, because the virus has not gone away. The best ways to kill the virus or stop it from spreading is to continue to wear your mask, continue to have proper hygiene, and keep a safe distance from people you do not know or is not in your circle, or wear a mask when around those persons.
And still to come, Minister of Justice says that St. Martin has the highest amount of illegals on any island. We'll have the details to that story and more when SXM Daily News returns.
Hi, I'm Switch.
And I'm Save.
And together we're here
to tell you about WIB, Switch, and Save mortgage offer.
Now at WIB, you can save and benefit from great specials when you decide
to bring your mortgage to WIB.
When you switch, WIB will offer you
payment of penalty fees up to 3 months interest,
payment of notary fees,
waiver of bank closing fees,
and also the lowest interest rate.
Plus, you'll have the chance to win back 1 year of interest payment.
Visit any of WIB's mortgage specialists and benefit from WIB's Switch and
Hey, that's my part. And Save mortgage offer.
WIB, your partner in progress.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching SXM Daily News, and I'm Valerie Von Putten. As we continue now with other news, speaking at the Justice Committee of Parliament presentation yesterday, the Minister of Justice, the Honorable Anna E. Richardson, while tackling the issue of immigration and border control, explained in her PowerPoint presentation that St. Martin has the highest amount of illegals on any island. The minister said that in 2020, UNICEF conducted a situation analysis on children and adolescents on St. Martin, and that St. Martin has a high immigration population, and for many, it is non-native inhabitants. The island is an opportunity for formal employment in tourism and construction sectors, or a step to potential U.S. or European-bound migration.
In 2020, UNICEF conducted a situation analysis on children and adolescents on St. Martin. In their report, they stated that St. Martin has a high immigrant population, and for many it is non-native inhabitants. The island is an opportunity for informal employment in tourism and construction sectors, or a step to potential U.S. or Europe-bound migration. Madam Chairlady, this can also be the reason why the U.S. has rated St. Martin as a Tier 2 with regards to the human trafficking. Though St. Martin prides itself on being a home to more than 104 nationalities that are recorded at the Civil Registry, we must continue to ensure that the borders and this country is protected to the greatest extent. The UNICEF analysis further states that there is significant and growing numbers of undocumented migrants on the island. In their report, they stated that typically undocumented migrants are young, lack formal education, and due to their precarious status, live predominantly in the shadows. Madam Chairlady, a great concern is that despite governments implementing measures to ensure that services available for undocumented children, such as with the No Child Left Behind policy, many are, according to UNICEF's analysis, are that many of these undocumented children are not attending school. It is a fact that hurricanes Irma significantly influenced immigration and emigration. The emigration in September of 2017 and the months after was much higher than other years. This is assumed to be due to the reconstruction and the rebuilding of the country. At the same time, immigration dropped almost to zero. UNICEF also conducted interviews with persons, and I would like to highlight some of the remarks that stood out and can be found alarming to me as minister, who is ultimately responsible for immigration and the management of the population numbers. As you can see on the screen, interviewees provided these responses. It is easier to find a job for undocumented persons. It's such a normal thing to be undocumented. Undocumented land on the island, get a job the next day. In other words, this means if you arrive on the island today and you are undocumented, you can get a job the following day.
And while the Minister of Justice was still on the topic of immigration and border protection at the Parliament presentation yesterday, the Minister expounded further on the organizational structure and its departments.
Moving on to the Department of Immigration and Border Protection. Firstly, I'd like to show the organizational structure and its departments. First, you'll see the director. On the left side, you have the Residence and Admittance Department, which consists of the back office. The back and front office. The front office, where stands a help desk and the intake sector, responsible for the intake of application and distribution of permits. The back offices, where stands the advice, control, and compliance sectors of the department, whose processes, requests, and ensures all applicants are meeting the criteria of the law and policy. As of March 1st, 2021, the Border Protection and Mobile Unit have returned to their rightful place to execute their legal responsibility and authority. Border Protection are stationed at the airport and at seaports, which consists of the Point Blanche Harbor, Bobby's Marina, Anguilla Dock, and the Simpson Bay Police Station. Under the seaports, there is the Mobile Control Unit. On screen, you will now see a map of St. Martin where the border control posts and offices are situated, and those are highlighted by the stars. Madam Chairlady, a few times that I have been present here in this Justice Committee meeting, a number of MPs have requested statistical data. I will hereby now share statistics as it relates to the services of immigration activity. These statistics updates include information from Immigration and Border Protection Services and that from St. Martin Police Force. In the year 2012, there were 110 recorded deportations. In 2013, 175. In 2014, 201. And in 2015, 390 recorded deportations. The incline in deportations is a result of the increase in personnel capacity at the Mobile Control Unit. These deportations were all carried out by the personnel of the Immigration and Border Protection Services. Madam Chairlady, through you, I'd like to move on to the refusals of persons at the border. Refusals of passengers occur when a passenger does not meet the minimum requirements to enter the country, such as a place to stay or proper accommodations, sufficient means to sustain themselves, meaning financially, lack of a visa if their passport is from a country that a visa is required, lack of a valid passport, and there are several others on the list.
And now in other news, Minister of Romy, the Honorable Egbert J. Doran, speaking at the Council of Ministers weekly press briefing yesterday, was asked about the developing issues at GEBE's shareholder meeting and what steps have government taken to rectify the situation there, as there are some serious developments in the government-owned company. The minister said that he would not be divulging any information until he has a full picture of the entire situation, but it does have his full attention.
With respect to the question concerning the shareholders meeting, there was no shareholders meeting. There was a Council of Ministers meeting with third parties, which the board of GB and also the temporary manager was present at the time. We were busy in the last week and a half collecting all information from both parties to ascertain and address certain issues that were brought up in this meeting. And I rather not divulge now until we have a full picture of the entire situation, but it does have my full 24/7 attention. It is not something that's being shoved under the rug. So I would say rest assured that it does have our full attention and is being worked on. And as soon as information that can be brought public, it will be brought public.
Now, turning to our weather forecast for March the 4th, 2021, the Atlantic high pressure ridge is a dominant feature across the region. Southeasterly wind flow is forecast to transport pockets of moisture across the local area, triggering brief showers. Slight to moderate seas are expected to peak up to 7 feet during this forecast period. Small craft operators and sea bathers should continue to exercise caution. So the outlook through Saturday, midday, fair to partly cloudy with a few brief showers possible. Now let's turn to your 3-day forecast. And still to come, Rotary donates to Fritz Pontiflet. I'll have the details to that story when SXM Daily News returns.
The innovative Banco Matico contactless smart card. Your Banco Matico smart card is now equipped with a contactless feature for payments, so get ready to tap and go. Contactless payments are fast, easy, secure, and accepted worldwide at all Maestro-enabled contactless terminals. Tap for transactions equivalent to or less than 100 NAP, or the US dollar equivalent. You will receive notifications via email anytime you tap. Tap, tap, and pay fast with WIB. For more information, visit our website at wib-bank.net. Tap and go with your partner in progress.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching SXM Daily News. As we continue now, NVGEBE hereby informs the general public that electricity supply to the following areas will be interrupted on March the 9th and the 11th, 2021. In Simpson Bay, which is the Welfare Road, the Corner Road, Diamond Road, Amber Road, Cornerstone Realty, Susan Supermarket, Thai Arts and Gifts, 5 Elements, Bandidos Restaurant and surrounding areas will be interrupted on Tuesday, March the 9th, 2021 from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. In the Pelican area, which is the Billy Folly Road, Citrine Road, Peridot Road, Spinell Road, the Greenhouse Restaurant, Pelican Bistro, Anchorage Apartments, Orsana Spa, New City Supermarket, Baker Suites, and surrounding areas will be interrupted on Thursday, March the 11th, 2021 from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. This outage will allow GEBE to carry out the necessary maintenance. And GEBE hereby also informs the general public that the water supply to Bay Leaf Tree Drive, which is a Salvation Army, Trey War Restaurant, and surrounding areas in Coal Bay, will be interrupted on Sunday, March the 7th, 2021, from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. In South Reward, which is the Pumpkin Road, Reward Road, Cherry Nut Road, Okra Road, Raspberry Road, Cassava Road, and surrounding areas will be interrupted on Monday, March the 8th, 2021 from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. This water outage will also allow GEBE to carry out the necessary maintenance to their distribution system. And in this disconnection notice from GEBE, they are informing the general public that disconnections will take place for the following areas during the week of March the 3rd to March the 12th, 2021. Coal Bay, K Bay, and Simpson Bay. Please note that the following areas and make every effort to have your bills paid and settled on time. They are open from 7:45 a.m. to 3 p.m., and they may be reached at the following numbers: 546-1112, 546-1113, 546-1100, 546-1160, or via their email address at customercare@nvgebe.com. And as we end this edition of SXM Daily News for this evening, the Rotary Club of St. Martin came to the assistance of Fritz Pontiflet, who is wheelchair-bound, with new and much-needed parts for his electric wheelchair. Pictured here are several Rotarians, including Club President Dimple Sagra, making the presentation to Mr. Pontiflet at his home. Congratulations, Fritz. And with that, viewers, it brings us to the end of this edition of SXM Daily News for this evening. I am Valerie Van Putten, thanking you so much for joining me. And just a reminder that this and other programs are available online. Simply log on to stmartinmediacenter.com for viewing. And on behalf of the SXM Daily News team, we thank you so much for watching and plan on meeting you right back here again tomorrow.